Good morning, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to this week's Weekly Energy Boost. My name is Elisheva, and today Eitan and I are sharing with you the beauty or the power of the unexpected. And this topic and the opportunity that the universe is giving us this week to not only go with the flow and embrace moments or situations that pop up out of nowhere, we really have the opportunity to stretch our surrender muscles in a way that we don't really get all the other weeks of the year. And we want to make sure that everybody is on board and paying attention for those opportunities, not only this week, but every week of your life, because these are some of the most important and powerful opportunities to grow our spiritual vessel, our capacity to receive even more blessings. Weekly Energy Boost is a 7-day spiritual weather forecast where we provide our listeners with the most powerful and practical tools to navigate the coming 7 days. We do that by poring over the wisdom of Kabbalah and extracting the wisdom and tools that not only suit the opportunities and potential pitfalls of this week, but that really could apply to any situation, any week of the year, any year of your life. And the combination of this week's energy of encouraging us to expect the unexpected, together with that very Scorpio tendency to seek control, to seek predictable, to seek manageable, familiar, comfortable, we want to make sure that we are recognizing the clues and the cues that our environment is giving us to not only detach from the expected and open the possibilities to us to receive so much more, but to borrow a term from Michael Berg, sometimes when the universe wants to give us something and we resist it, it's like trying to hold back a waterfall, right? It's pointless. There's no way we can resist when the universe is trying to give us something. So that's going to be our starting point for the conversation today. Eitan, when we come to give a lecture, class, a conversation with someone about being open to what the universe would like to give us, being open to maybe what we're focusing on or what we have in mind isn't the most unlimited version of what we're capable of experiencing. What are some of those key ideas that help a person be more open to embrace the unexpected?
I think the first point, if we are really looking at the big picture of our life, and you look at major events that happened in your life, it can be around divorce, it can be around sickness, it can be about major win, it's about moving to another country, it's about meeting someone, it's about major lusot, it's a major news. If you really look back, you realize that there's so many unexpected events happen in our life. Actually, part of true certainty is changes and unexpected, beyond my planned events in my life will happen, no matter what. Just look back in your own life. Even in the last year, look what happened in the last year. Major events, positive or negative. And then, let's ask yourself first, why we are so afraid of the unexpected. That's the job of our ego. Our ego represents our limited self. And our ego is so scared when something not happen according to my plan. But the illusion of the ego in our life tells us, I have a plan, and when my plan will come through, it's indication of success. And actually there's many self-help teaching that tells you how to visualize your goals. And when you're actually visualizing and then persisting and working hard towards it, you will achieve it. Kabbalistically, it's partially true. Because our real goal is to raise our consciousness while we achieving blessings in this world. So our ego is so attached to a plan, to expectation, and that's how we define success, that's how we define happiness, that's how we define comfort, that's what we define joy. While our soul has only one agenda: to attach itself to the endless light. Endless and expected, it's opposite terms, opposite energies. Endless means everything is possible, and endless really mean practically in our life improvements, changes beyond the box. Box, expectation means a box. So first, to really see the bigger picture, that part of all of our test in life is to be stuck to the expected, and that expected is based on my fears, based on my limitation, based on my history. So the way we approach opening ourselves to the unexpected, I would say, are we open for miracles in our life? Because when I see life through my own limited perception versus I see life through the eyes of the endless creator, makes a big difference. When I look at my eyes, my limited perception, that's what's possible, that's not possible, I'll never be able to change, this miracle is impossible, or challenge is bad. We're so controlling and attached to our plan. But when I see life through the light, I realize the Creator has only one desire: to help me gradually expand my vessel from limited to unlimited, and then go to my next level and my next level. And that process has to be beyond logic, beyond expectation, and beyond my plans. Now, we need to discuss, Elisheva, what are the tools daily, how to handle the unexpected, and how to prepare ourselves for the unexpected. But before, do you have any examples in your life when you've been hit with an unexpected situation and initially you thought bad news, then it unfolded to a miracle?
For sure. And even as I'm listening to you, I'm thinking that in my own experience, the unexpected really shows up or appears in two different ways. There's the unexpected turn of plans, change of plans, that I thought something is going to turn out one way and it turns out differently. But there's also the unexpected of something pops up that you didn't imagine or plan for or anticipate or desire. So the big one for me personally was one of my kids was, not that they weren't welcome or we didn't want them, but they were not in our timing, let's say. We weren't planning for it in that sense. And obviously, it's blessing beyond belief. But the initial experience I had was I had two kids in diapers. I thought, there is no, I can barely handle what's on my plate. How can I now have another baby and also take care of these other kids and also be a good person, wife, daughter, teacher, on all the other things that I needed to be? And the initial, you said yourself, when those things happen, or when we have certain expectations or we want things to go a certain way, I think the thing that came up for me was fear, that I won't be able to handle it, that there'll be whatever failure looks like or whatever that not managing or not handling really looks like. And that's something I always ask myself, what does I can't handle it even mean? But there was this sense that I will crumble, or that I will fall under all of the pressure and the responsibility. So that it took me maybe a day, really, if I'm honest, a day. Then I was so worried, like, oh, what terrible energy I'm bringing into this new life. I did shift it at after about 24 hours, and it ended up being one of the biggest blessings of my lifetime so far. So that ability, I think, to pivot, and obviously bringing another life to the world is not a small situation. It's a bigger one in terms of life. But even when it comes to those moments where something we think is going to happen doesn't, and our initial reaction of fear, worry, denial, rejection, right? There's all these different responses that we can have when something unexpected comes up or something that's expected falls through. The real key for me is recognizing it. Denial is the hardest one, because if you're in denial and you're not even aware of what you're feeling, it's very hard to work through it. But being able to identify, okay, I'm scared right now, and that's totally understandable. How quickly can I remind myself that the fact that it's not my plan is an even greater indication that the light of the creator is behind it than if my plan worked out the way I imagined it. That shift, it's like there's a gap, and the quicker you can shift into, it's not that I'm not upset or I'm not worried, I'm still worried, but I'm bringing myself into the space of, I know who put the situation in my path, and I want to embrace it. I want to make sure I get what I'm meant to get from it, rather than try to hold back the waterfall of blessing that the universe is trying to give me through this situation.
I love it. I love it, because it's interesting. You reminded me of teachings from Rav Ashlag. Rav Ashlag saying, when you really do the spiritual work, and obviously we're all going to have goals and desire to, we need to take care of our family, and there's a lot of tangible, practical goals we need to have in life, include spiritual breakthroughs in certain areas in our life, include changes that we need to make, include, helping other people in specific ways. So of course we need to have tangible goals, but we need to open for the unexpected help from above. So Rav Ashlag saying, very often, one of the indications you are really communicating with the creator and not with your ego is you make a major effort in one area in your life, which is important, to be relentless and not lazy and with positive energy, but the results will show up in an unexpected way altogether. Because
but are you saying that your desire should be for unexpected results, even though you're pushing?
No, you need to be open for unexpected results, but you're pushing to achieve certain changes, certain improvement, even let's say in business. You're pushing in business with certain client. If you're really aligned with the light, it means part of you always open for the guidance of the force beyond, and you're not under the belief, only if I push this client, I'm going to get the business. So you'll make effort in one direction, and out of nowhere another client will come. Because one of the indications you're really aligned with the light is you see that actually the real blessings are much bigger and beyond my own control, my own specific effort. Because when we are really aligned, we see as an evidence it's totally came beyond my mind, beyond my idea, beyond my plan. So it's interesting when you start to think this way, because think about it. The whole premises of Kabbalah is that we would like to have certain consciousness, to act in certain way, to have certain attitude, belief, in order to plug into the light and to let the light in our life. What does it mean to let the light in our life? To let something, force, that is bigger than our mind and bigger of our capacity to see the big picture, which only that force see the bigger picture of my life. And I know I'm limited to see the bigger picture of my life, but what really I need in my life. So connecting to the light manifests itself as beyond plans, unexpected, miraculous flows, ideas, energies, connection with people, interaction with people, challenges that turned into blessings, rejection in one area and suddenly a new door is opening. So when I'm saying I'm really open for the endless force of the Creator in my life, does it mean I'm open for the endless force of the Creator to manifest all the things I want according to my plan, according to my expectation? So basically, when that is our approach, when we're praying and asking to connect, we want to narrow God into my own limited expectation, and very often is based on fear, based on ego, based on not seeing my really unlimited potential.
So would you say that when something doesn't go according to my plan, we want to say it's a good sign or a better sign than when things go according to my plan? Or should we really expect things not to go according to our agenda or our expectations? Or is it, I'm just worried that it sounds like, plan but don't plan, focus but don't focus, attach but don't attach. How does
exactly it sound like that? Exactly, it sounds like that, because that's the test of life. If you would say, guys, detach from everything, so you're not going to actually attach to the love towards your kids, towards your partners, you're not going to care. So as to be certain level of attachment, that's the test of this world, as to be. But in a second, I need to be able to detach when the results doesn't happen my way. And basically, it's a deep Kabbalistic concept that the only way you're in the game of life, that you express desire. Of course, at the beginning of the day, you would like to express desire to be led by the light. But then when you go to practical life, we all have specific desires that are necessary in our life. And it's part of the real process and part of a real test. You want to be successful in giving certain lecture. You want to be successful with the discussion with your child. You want to be successful with the confronting conversation you have with someone. You want to be successful out there in business of selling and growing your company. And in order to do it, you need to have specific desire and certain levels of attachment. But always remind yourself that while you have a desire, and while you're pushing in the right direction, and while it seems to be you're focusing in and you become more and more and more attached, always create a space for the Creator to be your partner. So in some process, you'll have opportunity to detach. And I'm not suggesting everything has to be against your plan. Sometimes when things happen according to your plan, the detachment is when you're so eager to brag about it, let go, detach, it's okay. Not everybody has to know. It came from the Creator. Because when I'm just attached, there's no room and space for the light to come. The idea of detachment, the idea of being open to the unexpected, the idea of being embraced when I'm facing certain rejection and embracing that is just being open for something greater to be part of my life. Intellectually, we say, I want the Creator to be my partner in marriage, in business, as a parent, with my health, in every area of my life. Are you creating a space for the Creator to be your partner? Are you asking at the beginning of the day, as part of your daily setting intention for the day, or praying, please the Creator, I want to make sure I'm not attached to my plan. I want to attach to your plan. And I know during the day I'll be caught up with fears and desires. But in the midst of that, please remind me and give me the strength. And then certain things will happen not exactly according to my plan, which is the way the Creator tells him, let me in. Let me in.
It's funny, I was going to ask you, we can share some of those more practical approaches to being more open to the unexpected. One of the ways, and I know that you do something similar, is I start my day with really literally saying to the Creator, to the light, I can't wait to see what the light has in store for me today. Like literally acknowledging that I am open to see what's not written in my calendar, to have things change and to see who pops up and shows up and comes out of nowhere. And that's why I'm saying, I think that maybe in each one of us in our own nature is okay when things don't go our way, but doesn't want any surprises. Some people are okay with surprises, but don't want things to not go our way. So having that openness and really starting the seed of the day with that willingness to embrace whatever comes up, and to know that whatever comes up is not a punishment. It's not a bad sign. It's not an indication of anything we're doing right or wrong. It's simply a part of being a soul having a human experience. And I believe that the more connected we are, the more we're making those conscious connections to the light of the Creator, the more we can also see the light of the Creator in the unexpected. And I believe that that's another part of the practice, is when things don't go my way or when things pop up out of nowhere, to consciously look for the light in what's going on. Maybe, sometimes we say we miss a flight, we say maybe that plane was gonna crash. I don't know how many planes, thank God, not many planes crashed, but that's our justification for all the reasons we don't make it to wherever we think we're supposed to be at the time we think we're supposed to be there. But to know that there is just as good of a reason. And in my head, I'm also hearing Michael Berg's voice. A few months ago, there was he was giving a talk, and he was saying, as human beings, we like to connect the dots. We like to say, I did this, therefore I got that. Or I didn't do this, and therefore that's what happened. When once in a while, we get a glimpse of why things needed to, if I was on that plane, I never would have met this person. You think, and this is what he was saying, you think you know the reason why you didn't get on that plane? There are a million reasons why you didn't get on that plane. Not one, a million. And you think you found one. So part of it is, and you used the word in the beginning, limitless or unlimited, even to try and assign one purpose to why something does or doesn't happen is limited. There are so many dominoes that fall with every moment that even by trying to box it in to this is what happened, this is why it happened, this is who it happened for, we're limiting the potential of that change to do what it was meant to do for us.
Absolutely. And from a simple practice of awakening certain muscles, we know that when we are talking Kabbalistically about raising my consciousness to have more connection with the endless light of the Creator, practically it means developing muscles which are not coming from our mind, our natural reflex, they're coming from our soul, of trusting beyond logic the force of the Creator, which is for my best. Think about it. There's external happiness and internal happiness. We all need some external happiness, which comes when things goes our way, which you need some excitement. Why not? Of course, we want to manifest blessings in this world. But the foundation for happy life, which will attract also external happiness, is developing inner peace and inner joy. Inner peace and inner joy, which is the foundation for all blessings in our life, can be developed only as I'm strengthening my trust in the Creator. What does it mean practically? When things don't go according to my plan, and I have initial reaction, an initial fear, an initial worry, an anxious feeling, pause, smile. What an opportunity to trust and to surrender to the greater plan of the Creator, because the Creator is right here when things going according to my expectation or not according to my expectation. So actually, I'm trusting not by thinking, I know why it happened, because this is the good thing that will happen as a result. Forget about it. Trust beyond logic. Each one of us is presented by the divine spiritual trainer, coach, the Creator itself, with so many, at least 100 tests a day. Anytime something doesn't go according to what I expected, I would wish, even you wake up with a sore throat, very annoying. Think about it. You have so many good things to do. What can be a blessing in it? What?
That happened to me this week.
Yeah, I feel my throat a little bit now. Yeah. So what might be the blessing behind it? It's just opportunity to trust that it's for my best. But what do you mean you're going to get healthy? I don't know what it means. I know one thing, the infinite force of the universe, the one that allows my heart to work right now, to function right now, has only one intelligence: to give, to elevate, to bring more and more closer to the endless fulfillment and joy in my life. And without developing these spiritual muscles of certainty beyond logic, you're never going to have a true foundation to attract love, to attract inner peace, to have the resilience to deal with the ups and downs of life. So it doesn't have to be the big unexpected thing. Every little thing goes against my plan. The spirit, the divine trainer tells me, here is opportunity to strengthen your certainty in me, to come closer, expand the borders of your vision. That's my logic tells me, that's what will make me happy. My soul saying, that's what's going to make me happy. So it's not enough intellectually to learn about it. It's actually, like you said, Elisheva, number one at the beginning of the day, to be curious and open for the unlimited life that the Creator presented in my life. And specifically to ask the Creator, please give me the strength to accept those moments that seem to be against my plan in order to embrace them with love and maybe to change my plan or to see where I'm supposed to be guided. But to realize it is a necessary practice to build the real foundation of joy and happiness, that becomes a magnet to attract blessings in my life.
So true. And I want to say one last word for those people that like to plan and like to be prepared and go through all of the worst case scenarios so that when one of them happens, they won't be disappointed. There is what literally happens when we do that. And the interesting thing, spirituality aside, about the brain is that the brain doesn't really differentiate well between reality and imagination, which we can use to our advantage. But most of the time, as regular human beings, we use it to our disadvantage. We imagine what could go wrong and how we're going to handle it. And even if with the example of, sore throat, thinking in terms of, oh, I'm going to have to cancel this and who's going to take that and what if I can't be there? None of that catastrophizing helps you receive whatever you're meant to receive, that blessing, that goodness, that expansion that comes from strengthening the muscles that we use to pivot and to be open to something better. So in those few moments where you realize the path is winding in a different direction, or a surprise pops up out of nowhere, that flexibility of, this is what I was asking for, even if I can't see it right now, being able to say, even though I don't know how I'm going to, if this does manifest, I don't know how I'm going to handle it, figuring out how you're going to handle something that hasn't happened yet doesn't better equip you with the tools to handle it. It does the opposite. It draws the opposite of light into whatever you're trying to focus on. So I'm excited for all of us to use this week to grow those muscles of trust, of openness, of desire to really live a light that is unlimited, live a life of unlimited light and blessing that can come in the form of not only the most unexpected, but even in the small unexpected. Welcome, look forward to, and ask for those unexpected turns of events in your favor. If you can do that this week, you will see it multiply for the entire year.
Amazing.
Weekly Energy Boost is available on all podcast platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, where you can follow us and receive even more content to support you to apply what we talk about every week. You can also visit weeklyenergyboost.com to search for our archives, to see what we think is important for our listeners to know, and to click the donate button where you can support our podcast, as well as take this very episode that you're listening to now, click the link, copy the link, forward it to a friend, share it, and help the rest of the world lean into the beautiful magic and rewards of embracing the unexpected. And we'll see you next week on the Weekly Energy Boost.